Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, with Platinum versus NXT New Year's Evil show. The two big takeaways, since a lot of people just like me to get the sort of general sort of teachable moment notes right away. One of them is NXT is clearly, and this is a good thing, clearly taking their cues from AEW. We had a match in its entirety without commercial interruption to open the show, and the main event was presented not only without commercial interruption, but actually did an overrun in an attempt to try to outfox AEW. Now, considering the kind of show that AEW did, I don't think that's really possible. But I myself watched AEW live and then tuned in for the last few minutes of the really great Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor match. So that's the good news. They've also gotten rid of this people walking backstage as a segue into the commercial break. That's a terrible trope that Raw and SmackDown do to excess that really does not accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, which is to hook and drag people through the commercial break, so they're interested in what happens afterwards. And the match quality, incredibly high. The other big takeaway is obviously Rhea Ripley, at least I hope, is going to the main roster. Why else would they have done her like that? So we open up our New Year's Evil special with Dexter Lumis in a dark and empty Capitol Wrestling Center. And of course, the Capitol Wrestling Center, that's the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. So, Spotlight show, there's a little bit of production stuff going on here, which is fine. The long and short of it is, got a loud red suit. Crowd is cheering. Vic Joseph welcomes us to New Year's Evil. He's joined at ringside by Wade Barrett and remotely by Beth Phoenix. First match, Damian Priest, Karrion Kross, really good match. The only other knock is most of these matches are foregone conclusions. And there's something they're gonna have to shed at some point. I mean, Karrion Kross won, he was the right guy to win. They pose, they don't make a big deal, they don't do a lot of gaga. And that's all well and good, but again, we had a show where nothing was really promoted for the future, and that is a problem in and of itself. So we got the Cruiserweight title match, first commercial. Yay, we come back. They reveal a bunch of teams for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. No problems there. Great stuff. Cruiserweight title match, Gran Metalik against Santos Escobar. At foregone conclusion that Santos is going to win this thing. And he does. But he wins with a real move. No roll-up bullshit tonight so far. And we love it. Rhea Ripley's backstage lifting weights. Looking good. Gonzalez is also shown in the back warming up. I like it. They're presenting it as a fight. New vignette of Zia Lee and Boa training together. They're going to return next. Good stuff. We get a vignette with Mercedes Martinez. She talked about attacking Io Shirai and says she's coming for her. Perfectly good stuff. We're not using half of the show to promote the other half of the show. We're using that show to promote future things. I love it. Zia Lee against Katrina Cortez. I write in my notes, I hope this is a glorified squash. And that's exactly what I get. A glorified squash. Zia Lee wins with some impressive looking strikes, knees, and kicks. Good stuff. Love it. Mystery woman in the chair. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird in an interesting way. Hopefully they do something with it. The announcers show us the video from earlier today where William Regal canceled Fight Pit 2 between Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher due to an injury to Thatcher. I did note that they call it a minor injury, so they don't want you to think Thatcher's going to be gone for too long. Okay. Bronson Reed is there with Mackenzie Mitchell. He says it's too bad about Timothy Thatcher, but he's had to sit home with injuries and blah, blah, blah. He segues it into a promo. It was great. And then, to tie it into what we're about to see, he predicts Rhea Ripley to win the last woman standing match, which immediately I put in the notes, oh, Rhea Ripley's not winning this? I guess she's going to the main roster. And sure enough, they have this great match, but surprise, Gonzalez wins! And I guess Ripley's going to the main roster. They really need to quit doing these unnecessary tells. But that's a minor thing compared to the things that NXT is fixing, and I certainly appreciate it. And Ripley is just under all that debris. I mean, this is as much as you can do to put somebody over on the way out. Great job, Gonzalez, but really great job, Rhea Ripley. We got a bunch of cars and SUVs driving with sirens and lights flashing. The Way is being driven to the Capitol Wrestling Center. The Way is a fucking terrible name, by the way. Such a hard attempt to sound cool. It's just yikes. So we see Rhea Ripley being tended to by a medic. Woo! The Way is still on their way. Well, see how lame that is to say. They pull into the backstage area and out they come. We've got Gargano, Candice LeRae, of course, Indy Hartwell, and Austin Theory. They head to the ring. There's something on an easel in the ring hidden by a black cover. They cut their promo. They basically pump each other up, give each other awards. Gargano announces that he and Theory are entering the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Here comes Shotzi Blackheart on her tank. Stuff happens. Kushida knocks Gargano off the apron. People are happy about that. It's all good stuff. Building up stuff. Great job, NXT. They're definitely taking their cues off of AEW, and I think it's smart. I do. We see Dexter Lumis at ringside with the timekeeper's bell. He points at the big screen. It's for this mixed tag match. Boy, he drew that up that fast? Okay, whatever. So we got a mixed tag, Shotzi Blackheart and Kushida against Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano. Again, they had to kind of make this match out of thin air, but I get it. They didn't have one of the matches they were planning to. So they definitely make some lemonade out of lemons here. I hate mixed tag. The rules make no sense. You have to sort of plan on this bogus bullshit thing of, well, we just happen to have the guys ready when they get tagged in together and the women ready when they get tagged in together. It's shit, but they make the best of it, and Kushida and Shotzi Blackheart win. Yay! So now we have more matchup possibilities. Next takeover is announced for Valentine's Day, Sunday, February 14th. Whoop-a-doo! So Finn Balor is backstage getting ready. Kyle O'Reilly is backstage getting encouragement from the Undisputed Era. Back from the break. They're taking commercials at proper times, folks. They have confidence that this show is good, that people are going to stick with it. Which is be great if they weren't going up against fucking AEW just doing a firecracker of a show. But I digress. They talk more about the Dusty Classic kicking off next week. And they're going to have the first ever NXT Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament as well. Dexter Lumis has got a drawing of the logo. Got a drawing, y'all. Pete Dunne and NXT Tag Champs. Lorchan and Danny Burch are in the crowd. Now we got our title match. It's a fucking great match, and it's so appreciated that they did not go to commercial break. Finn Balor wins. And here's the thing. He wins. He's bloody. He's beaten. Kyle O'Reilly is crushed and beaten and being comforted by the Undisputed Era. And that's the end of the show. Okay, well, great show. Some things to look forward to with these tournaments, but tournaments aren't heat, right? That's a problem. But they didn't do the useless people stand around segues to commercial breaks. They didn't fucking cut off all the momentum at the beginning of the show. They let us enjoy the main event. All high marks there. This has been Platinum versus NXT. New Year's Evil!